Hello, my name is Stephen Edgerton. I'm 67 years old. I'll be 68 in a couple of days, actually. And I'm making this video for a Stronger Faith Ministries. Uh, I don't know where to start, really. I know I have to keep it under 20 minutes, and I'll try to. But I first got saved in 1979. And about a year after that, I backslid. And I mean, I really backslid hard. And for the next 34 years, from 1980 until February of 2014, I went to church from time to time, but it was like I never could get my spiritual footing. And it's like I had a spirit of backsliding in my heart. And what happened was, in February of 2014, the first 23 days, and the months before that, I basically was backslider, getting high every day, and I wasn't working at the time, but anyways, I'll just tell you what happened. I woke up Monday. You can look it up too. I woke up Monday, February 24th of 2014. And being that I've been saved and had been in and out of church during those years, more out than in, but I woke up Monday, February 24th of 2014, and I immediately woke up in this bed right here. You can't see it, but I immediately sensed the presence of the Lord. And I had not done anything to expect God to bless me. And I woke up. I remember getting up and getting dressed, and during that time and before then, I was getting high 4 and 5 times a day. I mean, I was way from God, and I mean, Jesus was not anywhere around. It was just, I was backslider, and I woke up and I sensed the presence of the Lord, and throughout this happened for 3 days and 3 nights, and I never saw any angels or Jesus or anything, but I sensed the presence of the Lord strong. The first day it was so strong. I used to not have this desk that I have my computer sitting on. I had it on a different computer then, but I would have it sitting on my bed from time to time, like if I was going to type something and the presence of the Lord was so strong that first day, it was like it was hitting me right in the chest. I mean, like a high tide, low tide, and it would be times during that first day where it felt like it was just severely hit. I kept picking my computer up, thinking, where's this coming from? You know. Now I know you're going to think that's probably the most ridiculous thing you ever heard, but I'm telling you, it was just an automatic response. And I would pick my computer up, and it was before I could even think. Finally I would say, you know what, this is God. Anyway, at 5 p.m. that first day, I went in my bathroom, and I had some marijuana left over, and I flushed it down the commode, and I repented, and I made things right with the Lord. And for 3 days, that first night, I only slept like 2 hours because the presence of the Lord, I felt it so strong on me, I couldn't sleep. It wasn't that. And then when I woke up that next morning, which was the second day, I'd only slept a couple hours, but I didn't feel like I was like wore out or tired or nothing. Anyway, this went on for 3 days, and then on the evening of the third day, all the presence of the Lord that I had been feeling and sensing, and it sort of lifted off of me. And immediately after that, I started going to church, and I don't know. I never had an angel appear to me and say, "This is why this is happening to you now." You know, people been praying for you. I don't know. It's just something that happened, and over the last 11 years, I've had a lot of ups and downs, and just like most people do. But one thing I never did was backslide again and go back to the old life. And I'm involved in church right now, but my thought is, why I never could understand. You know, it's kind of frustrating sometimes when you kind of would like to have an answer to something, like why did this happen to me? And why did it happen to me now, you know? And I never had any angel or anybody come and say, explain to me, well, this is what happened, this is why it happened, this is why it happened now. That never occurred. And all I can say is after 3 days it lifted. And like for the first month, I was like on cloud nine really. And I started going to church. I had a problem with not going to churches, but staying in one particular church. It seemed like I would bounce around a lot. I don't do that quite so much now, but I mean, I had a lot of messed up things going on in my life back then. But I'm just saying, I'm making this video to let you know that this occurred. I have never, now I've told pastors about this situation, and some of them, they would believe it, but others, it was like it went in one ear and out the other ear, and it's like, well, that's great for you, but but this is the first time I've ever made a video of that and sent it to anybody. It's been 11 years and 3 months ago. Well, a little over that actually. But what happened was after the 3 days was over and I started, things went back to normal again. But it was like a great victory and a great hope was in my heart. And no matter how many times I failed or sinned or did wrong or was having troubles, I never ever backslid. I would say, I would repent now, because in the last 11 years, believe me, I've repented a lot of times over a lot of different things, but I never said I'm going back to smoking weed. I never did do that. I never quit going to church regularly, although at the first few years there, it was like I would start going to one church and I was thinking in my mind, I like this church, I'm going to go here. And then after a few months, it would be like, I don't know, I just got old and tired of it. But anyway, this is what happened to me. My name's Stephen Edgerton. I'm 67. I'll be 68 in 3 days on Sunday, June 8th. And I don't know if you're interested. I know most of the people that you interview, they've had near-death experiences. This was something totally different. This was just, I would say it was a great spiritual encounter, but like I said before, I never saw God or the Lord or angels, and I never have. Now I had a couple of dreams when I was very young that was pretty wild, but I mean like 5-6 years old, but I don't have time to go into those. But anyway, I'm just telling you this happened to me, and it went on for 3 days and 3 nights. February 24th, 25th, and 26th. The evening of the 26th, I felt it starting to lift. But what was left was like God healed He healed the backslidings, like Jeremiah talks about. Return to me and I'll heal your backslidings. I don't know what verse it is, but I think it's in Jeremiah. But anyway, I found you guys on YouTube today, and I never heard of you. I noticed you on your website. You're located in Alabama, but I don't know how you popped up in my feed there, but I never heard of you before. But I know you have a lot of people on there that have near-death experiences, but what I had was different. So I'm gonna be way under 20 minutes, so hopefully y'all be glad about that. But if you have any more questions or you want to know more about when I got saved in 1979 and how that happened, or any other thing you want to know about, I just felt led to do this. This is the first time I've ever made a video like this and sent it to anybody. I mean, like I said, I've mentioned it to pastors about what happened to me, and some of them, sometimes they'd be like, wow, that was awesome, and they really believe me, and then others they really didn't have much comment about it. It was like, well, that's good for you. But what I'm saying, I mean, this really happened to me. Even though it's been 11 years ago, I remember it because I was in this room when it started, and it was awesome. And to this day, I don't know why God did it. And like I said before, I've had a lot of ups and downs over the last 11 years, like most people would, whether you're saved or not saved. But I have a hard time. See, I'm not in any kind of full time ministry or anything, and I cannot understand why God would do something like this and then be like, okay, I'll see you later. The 3 days is up. Hope you make it to heaven. And I'm not mad or nothing. It's just that sometimes it's a bit frustrating as to why. Why now? Why 3 days and 3 nights? I don't know. Anyway, let's see, I'm almost at 10 and a half minutes, so I'm way under the 20 minutes. I could tell you a lot more about the other things in my life that have to do with like being born again in 1979, but I won't go into that right now. I just wanted to mention about the 3 days in February of 2014. And if you want more information or you want me to make another video describing other things about my life, I can do that. Whatever you want me to do, I'll do that, and I'll get this sent off to you. Like I said, today's the first day I came across one of your videos on my YouTube feed, and I've never heard of your ministry before. So, and I've never made a video like this before either. So we'll see what happens.